Welcome to the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament. And we come to you from Kansas City T-Mobile Center. As the final game of the day, it's the 11 seed Colorado taking on the 14th seed Oklahoma State. If you weren't with us for BYU and Kansas State, you missed a performance. 40 for A.J. Debonsa, the freshman of the year. That set a Big 12 tournament freshman record. 9.6 assists to go along with it, and BYU advances to make it to the next round. All right, we check out the brackets now, and BYU will take on West Virginia. TCU awaits the winner of this matchup, and tomorrow, the day affairs, it'll be Iowa State, Arizona State, UCF, and Cincinnati. And we welcome you courtside. John Shambi and Fran Fraschilla. Angel Gray will join us coming up. So a matchup between these two teams in Colorado and Oklahoma State. It's an Oklahoma State team that's got to figure out a way to get stops. They've dealt with a lot of injuries, but on the Colorado side, Isaiah Johnson's been one of the real fun stories this year.
Phenomenal freshman year. Young man from L.A. I watched him last summer when I went up to hang out in Boulder, and he is the real deal, John. On Saturday, in a game that the Buffaloes took Arizona 35 minutes to put away, this guy dropped 28 on the Wildcats.
And for more on Isaiah Johnson, we check in with Angel Gray.
Guys, I would say that he definitely qualifies as a freshman phenom. He leads his team in points, steals, as well as threes made. He considers himself a student of the game, but it's who the teachers have been the most important aspect of it. His father, Chris, is an NBA trainer, so he's had an opportunity to be in rooms that he didn't even dream of. Chris Paul has been able to teach him things about being a better point guard. Tyrese Maxey, he's learned about being a different type of player for him as well. But Boog, I do think that they are shooting free throws right now.
Yeah, indeed. So Oklahoma State actually ended up getting a chance to shoot a free throw because Colorado did not submit their lineup in time. So Oak State got a free throw to begin, and it was Anthony Roy missing that free throw, and we are underway. So the tip, Johnson collects, and Barrington Hargress.
This is a small but really solid backcourt. Hargress has had a great season.
Colorado in the white, Oklahoma State in the black. Oklahoma State, their season got off to a great start. Bang got Dak off the window and in.
Just the way you draw it up.
Mentioned the Cowboys, they started 16-6, but lost 7 of 9 to finish. Inside, couple of ball fakes and a bucket for Benjamin Ahmed.
Big fan of this young guy, John. He's from Nigeria, played his high school basketball at Putnam Science up in the Northeast, and was hurt most of the summer, early fall, but he's going to be a good inside player.
Had 11 in the loss against Houston. They actually had a halftime lead against the Cougars. Dak, jump hook off the mark, and the rebound pulled down by Christian Coleman. And Roy is fouled. He'll shoot 3 free throws.
Well, Jalen Holland, he's a freshman, good defender, and I'm sure the scouting report was don't give Anthony Roy an open 3, but right now he's getting tutored by a guy that was a pretty good player in his own right, Tad Boyle at the University of Kansas, who's the winningest coach, John, in the history of this program.
16th season, and of course played at Kansas and
played on some pretty good teams. Played with a pretty good freshman, I might add, who is, as I look, he's 2 to his right,
yep,
and who has made his mark in this city.
Yeah, Danny Manning. And Tad Boyle was saying that they were coming in on the bus and there was a sign for Kemper Arena. And Tad turned and looked at Danny and said, hey, that place is pretty good to us.
Danny and the Miracles. Now, Tad did not play on that 88 team. He was a senior when Danny was a freshman. But yes, Kemper Arena, a lot of great Kansas moments there.
Elijah Malone inside left hand that rolls out for the 6th-year senior. Elijah Malone, their leader, and a post presence for Tad Boyle's group. Oklahoma State with the early 5-2 lead. Coleman knocks it down. Christian Coleman, the bucket.
He's a young man that transferred from UAB. He's gotten better and better as the season's gone on.
Johnson. Hargress pulls up in the lane, and it rolls home. Barrington Hargress.
John, he's a transfer from Cal Riverside. He has had what I would say is an extremely efficient season as a junior.
That one off the mark from Coleman, and Hargress tracks it down. Holland spinning. Jalen Holland moves the ball to the freshman Isaiah Johnson. Good hands there. That's knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Buffaloes. And there is Steve Lutz's second season, and he became the first in NCAA history to guide 3 different programs in the postseason within his first 4 years last season.
And he's had some great mentors, Matt Painter, Greg McDermott, Matt Doherty, Danny Casper. Been around some great coaches.
Malone grabs the air ball, kicks to Hargress. A rare miss. He's shooting 50% from 3 on the year, Barrington Hargress.
And that's part of that efficiency that we talked about. Watch out.
Inside.
Oh.
And Coleman not able to throw it down. Johnson from Hargress. Johnson with a good look at it and a tip. And Dak will get credit for that one. Kanye Clary. And now Coleman gives off. Here's Roy trying to turn the corner at the basket.
Pretty.
And gets it to go.
Yep, Anthony Roy. He's had a well-traveled career, but he has had a good season.
Hargress gets into the paint, steps back, knocks down the jumper.
I'll tell you, John, we're going to enjoy watching Barrington Hargress, man. He's the littlest guy on the floor, but he has been really good this year for a young team.
And here's Ahmed, and that little jump hook wouldn't fall. Dak up ahead. Jalen Holland has it taken away. Clary takes it away. And then a double dribble on Victorious Miller. Our timeout on the court, and here in the early going, Oklahoma State leading it by a point. You're watching the Big 12 tournament, brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball.
The Queens Royals go to their school's first ever NCAA tournament. Put purple on your brackets. The Dukes are delirious as JMU barges back into the Big Dance.
The Panthers go back-to-back in the Big South and back to the NCAA tournament. It is a very good day to be a High Point Panther.
The men and the women punching their tickets. And back here in Kansas City, 9-8 in the early going. Angel Gray, what do you have?
Are in order, honestly. I was just able to cover the women's Big 12 tournament where West Virginia upset TCU on this floor, prevented them from being the regular season and tournament champs. So congrats are in order for West Virginia getting their second title in program history since 2017.
And Angel, that's a payback because West Virginia lost at TCU just a few weeks ago. Great job by Mark Kellogg's team. Mark Campbell's team will be dancing as well.
Thank God. Dak knocks down a big 3. So Colorado with the lead. 11-9. Dak with 7 of the Buffs' 11 points thus far. Victorious Miller gives off. Christian Coleman at the basket. A little bit strong. Offensive rebound. Good ball movement. Miller able to find Jalen Curry for the deuce.
Well, this is a Cowboy team. I've seen them a number of times this year, and there are times they don't share the ball. They've got a lot of individual one-on-one players, but so far, so good.
Mekhi Ragland is checked in for Oklahoma State. Hargress. And Josiah Sanders. Dak jumper, and he's fouled. And that foul will be charged to Ragland, who I just mentioned.
Right off the bat, John, we've seen, to my way of thinking, 4 freshmen so far in the game. Josiah Sanders in, Mikeli about to come in, the young man from Israel. This is one of the youngest teams in Power Conference basketball. And Tad Boyle, I thought, did a really good job this season in year 2. Remember when they came to the league last year, he had just lost 3 NBA draft picks, and so last year was a major rebuilding year. But the group he's put out there, these young freshmen have a chance to be really good in the next couple of years.
Johnson, a freshman, Alon Mikeli, who you mentioned, Josiah Sanders, Jalen Holland. Lane violation, so it'll go over to Oklahoma State as Alon Mikeli checks in. So 11 apiece here in the early going. Clary. Ragland off the window and in.
Really good shooting touch by another freshman.
Here's Hargress now. A pull-up jumper is short, and it ends up in the hands of Curry. Curry looking for some help, gets bailed out by Clary. Clary the jumper, that's short. Johnson will collect, and they've got numbers. Johnson inside. And it's out of bounds. And it'll be Colorado basketball.
Nice play by Christian Coleman. We mentioned the UAB transfer who, coming out of high school, he had no basketball opportunities. So what did he do? He worked at Walmart for 2 years, and in the process, he grew 7 inches.
Yep.
He was a guard in high school, and after a short stint at LSU Alexandria, NAIA school, junior college,
yeah,
UAB.
South Plains College, and then UAB. So that's quite a trip.
Yeah, he got the growth spurt, John, that I never got. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here with you.
Johnson, catch and shoot, knocks it down.
He's had a tremendous season. He is, he was not on the all-freshman team.
That's a good team.
It's a great team. Yeah, they're all going to be high picks, but everybody in the league knows how good this young man is. Watch him again.
Here's Johnson now. That quickness with the hands gives back Hargress.
Yep.
Got it.
They play so well together, those two guys. Hargress is a junior. He took Johnson under his wing during the summer. They made a trip to Australia, and it's a small but really efficient, talented backcourt.
Yeah, a couple of kids from the LA area in Hargress and Johnson. Christian Coleman kicks opposite to Roy, and now Clary travels. It's a turnover.
And when you talk about LA and Colorado, remember guys like KJ Simpson, Spencer Dinwiddie, they've done well there, and they've done well with these two young guys looking for each other. They're both point guards, John, and so they play off each other well. It's like having co-pilots. You've heard me say that. It takes a lot of pressure off of a freshman to have a guy like Hargress.
And Hargress is the 15th leading scorer in the country last year at UC Riverside. And got Dak at the basket.
Nice.
And a nice first half for Dak, who's got 9. Good
screen by Elijah Malone. He held his ground. Nothing illegal, and Dak was able to get to the rim.
Anthony Roy is their leading scorer, but he's been quiet thus far. Inside, Coleman, jump hook. Tipped around, and I think they got a foul on Oklahoma State. They did, and I believe it'll be on Benjamin Ahmed. Yeah, it will be. Oklahoma State's dealt with a number of injuries. Parsafala out for the year. Missed the last 3, now 4 with an ACL injury. He was averaging 15 and 6. But you consider for a second, Steve Lutz, he's used 18 different lineups. Put it in perspective. The next closest team is BYU, who's used 8.
That's amazing. And by the way, thinking about Parsafala, he had knee surgery today in Dallas. We're thinking of you. You made a great impact on that team and that university, Parsa.
Ian Inman had it stripped away. Malone grabs it. And now Inman, wide open look, and he buries it.
That's what he does. I'm telling you, they got a bunch of freshmen that can really play if you can keep them all together for 3-4 years.
Inman can really shoot it. Colorado on an 11-0 run. The Buffs and the Pokes. And one of these two teams looking to push on to the quarterfinals.
The main obstacle has been the same throughout my life is you're not big enough, you're not fast enough, you're not strong enough. And so just kind of having that chip on my shoulder of like, all right, head first down some ice, that's the way we're gonna go. Working with KRT Athletic Muscle Cream has helped me improve every aspect of my physicality. So being able to have my muscle, my joints, and my tendons healthy, not cramp up, and be ready to achieve the extra reps, because those extra reps are what's gonna make the difference between a medal and a non-medal.
Hell of a good.
Seriously? No hell of a good dip? Whoa, creamy. A double dip. Where's Jill?
Hell of a good.
It's not a party without hell of a good.
Hell of a good.
Hello?
Old Trapper Beefs. Pack smash.
My peanut butter and jelly.
Ew.
Oh no.
Yeah, I guess my ham and cheese didn't make it.
Old Trapper. What's your beef?
Now that's a great view.
Yep.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
No nights off in the Big 12. Every matchup is personal. Every game is a battle. And everyone is coming for your spot. Bring that pressure right to the paint. Game on the line. Clock winding down. Fans on their feet. 30 years strong, and now we shine so bright they can't help but watch. This is where every month feels like March. This is Big 12 men's basketball. This is a different league.
All season, build.
And the highlight of the night.
This week, improve it.
This should be a lot of fun.
Champ Week.
Lots of fun at the Phillips 66 Big 12 men's basketball tournament. Winner of this one gets TCU. BYU, thanks to A.J. DeBonce's 40-point effort, will square off with West Virginia tomorrow.
Jamie Dixon's team has had a terrific season. They have been hot down the stretch and headed to the NCAA tournament.
That jumper off the mark from Kanye Clary.
I'll tell you, John, I'm a big fan of this young big guy, Benjamin Ahmed. Young man from Nigeria. We mentioned that he was a prep school kid up in the Northeast. And he's a wide body, needless to say. All you got to do is look at him. But great hands and knows how to carve out space.
The check in with Angel.
Guys, Coach Lutz was not happy with his team in that last huddle. He was challenging them as far as the effort and the discipline in their execution. This last play, they had more patience in the shot they wanted and the effort on the glass. He was saying, we need to run things together, and another offensive rebound. He's challenging them to give more on the floor. They almost had a 3-minute scoring drought before the timeout.
Well, when they're right, they get to the line a lot offensively. The problems for them have been at the other end of the court. And Steve Lutz says, yeah, the defensive problems, that's on me.
He thought he would have a great offensive team. And
nice block.
Yep. Ahmed. Yep. I love the fact that he took ownership, because he's always been a defensive coach. And he thought that he could have a team that could outscore people. And as it turned out, yeah, he can do it some nights. But really, John, not in the Big 12. You have to play great defense every night.
You know, one of the most physical leagues in the country. You got to defend. You got to be ready to absorb some contact. Isaiah Coleman, as they move the ball. Crotty gets it to go. Ryan Crotty, the bucket.
Yeah, nice drive by Isaiah Coleman. The two Virginia kids, Ryan Crotty, a freshman, all he did last year was set a Virginia State record for made threes in a season.
Sanders had lost the handle, now kicks out. Inman, off balance jumper, wouldn't fall on the rebound to the Cowboys. Clary now. And a turnover the other way. Hargress. Inman, catch and shoot. Wouldn't go.
Now, if I'm Oklahoma State and Clary just came up the court, and he's going away from a guy who just made a three, and Crotty.
Yep.
Never looked at him.
Miller steps back. That's a three. And out of bounds. The other component, when Oklahoma State is going right, they get to the line a lot.
Yes, yeah. And I don't mind. I just know when you grew up in the schoolyard, when a guy made a shot, when you wanted to stay on the court because there were 25 guys waiting to come on, you look for the guy the next time.
Right. The guy that's open usually would make that sound.
Yes. Good look.
Inside, little too strong. And then Holland had it taken away.
It's a good opportunity for the Cowboys because Buffalo's misfiring on some easy ones.
And that short jumper will go. And Mekhi Ragland with two more.
Well, Ahmed and Ragland, two freshmen, giving Steve Lutz's team a little boost offensively.
Bouncer, Dak gets it to go. Two more for Bangot Dak. He's got 11, and that's what he averages.
A nice little pick and roll on the side there by Dak and Isaiah Johnson.
Coleman here, feed inside to Christian Coleman and the deuce. So Coleman to Coleman.
I watched Isaiah last year at Seton Hall. He was a double-figure scorer the whole year for Shaheen Holloway.
He had a really good year. He led them in scoring and in rebounding. Holland wide open. And the rebound pulled down by Ragland. How about Ragland making quite an impact? He had 8 points the entire season into tonight. He's got 4 in this one. Coleman lost the handle, and it'll be Oklahoma State basketball when we come back.
Oh, Mekhi Ragland, he's taking advantage of some minutes tonight that he didn't get much of the year. Good little touch right there. Bangott Dak, the young man from Lincoln, Nebraska. A lot of athleticism. And then Isaiah Coleman to Christian Coleman. No relation, but they hook up very nicely. Cowboys are in control.
Well, Bangott Dak here tonight, making an impact in the first half. Already has 11.
Yes.
And doing it in outside and inside.
The junior from Lincoln, Nebraska. Always felt like he has to continue to get stronger, but he's got skilled. And then Hargress, John, I've watched him since last summer. Just really, really loved his game, and he proved that he could play at the Big 12 level after playing last year at UC Riverside. They made a coaching change. Mike Magpayo headed to Fordham, and he decided to stay out on the West Coast. And he's a great team leader, and he's been a really good player for Tad Boyle.
So Colorado leading it by a point. And Oklahoma State basketball. Inside and one. Isaiah Coleman to the line.
He's made a huge impact coming off the bench, because we mentioned he was really good last year. He's only 2 for 25 from 3 this year. But when you get him the ball in the painted area, as our guy Yubi would say, come on, he's going to score at a high rate in the painted area. We all know this.
Isaiah Coleman, the 6'5" junior from Fredericksburg, Virginia. And now Colorado on the move. Dak hit the floor hard. Kick out, wide open. Holland hits.
Good basketball right there. Drive and kick.
Buffalo's lead it by a couple here in the first half. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, and Angel Gray as Dak rips down the rebound. Hargress thought about it. Colorado playing without Sebastian Runcheek. Probably will be available tomorrow if they win. And Alon McKaylee draws the foul. And Runcheek is a good player.
He certainly is, the son of a guy that played in this tournament back around the late 90s. Marcin Runcheek, now an assistant coach with the Chicago Bulls. This young man didn't get to campus until mid to late summer. Played in the Israeli Pro League. Plays with great intensity. You know, in the old days, John, as you see Sebi, young man that played at J. Sarah High School in Southern California, but in the old days, like 5 years ago, we would say this Colorado team, when these kids grow up, they're going to be all really good. This is going to be a good team. But nowadays, you don't know how many of the 9 freshmen are going to stay.
That's right. Yeah, the Wild West of college sports and the transfer portal.
Grass is not always greener.
That's a deep one from Roy. And that one's saved nicely. And they get Roy on the foul.
Anthony's a good player, but early in this game, he is taking tough shots. And you can see there's some frustration right now on the part of both parties.
Yeah, he hasn't really gotten good looks at it, hasn't been very involved, and then when it's ended up in his hands, it seems like Anthony Roy has forced some shots. For Oklahoma State here tonight, just 1 of 8 from 3. That gives off. Isaiah Johnson, McKaylee now puts it on the floor. Nice block by Coleman. out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Buffs.
Yeah, but what McKaylee's got to do there is he's got to drive the ball into Coleman's chest so that eliminates Coleman's ability to vertically get high enough to block the shot. Instead, he allowed Coleman to use that athleticism and length to block it.
Johnson turns the corner at the basket. How did he do that? He just slithered in and was able to put it up on the window against the trees.
It's a taste of what he's done all season.
Coleman can't hit. Loose ball. Hargress. Hargress to Johnson. They're fun in the two-man game, but Johnson can't hit. Feed inside, and that one was halfway down for Miller. And then the bucket from Ahmed.
I'll tell you, the two most impressive players for Oklahoma State right now, the two big freshmen.
Yep.
Mekhi Ragland and Ben Ahmed.
And that would go for Holland. Closing into the 5-minute mark, and it's Colorado leading it by 3. Feed inside, that shot is blocked. Hargress off the feed from Isaiah Johnson, and the deuce makes it a 5-point Colorado advantage. Hargress with 9.
Yeah, John, I love the way Johnson got the ball and got rid of it right away to Hargress, who was ahead of the pack.
Inside, and that's out of bounds.
Well, watch this drive. You said slithery. I don't think you could get a better adjective than this.
Thank you.
Yep, watch him go to the hole right here, right through the big fella. And then in the open court, he just knows to kick it ahead. Those two guys have been really good all season together.
Yeah, they've been fun to watch. Isaiah Johnson averaging 17 points per game. For more, here's Angel Gray.
I wish I could play like Isaiah Johnson.
Yeah, right.
Fran, but when you're thinking about the backcourt of what you're seeing right now with Isaiah and Barrington, they just credit each other for how they're learning off of one another. It's the IQ and the reps that they've been able to get. And when I was able to talk to Isaiah, he said, I always understand my spacing. So the timing and the spacing between when they're delivering the ball to one another is top notch.
Yeah, but I think to take it a step further, Angel, it's the unselfishness. It's great to have spacing, but if you're not going to kick it ahead, doesn't help.
Tad Boyle was honest, by the way, about the fact that he had some concerns about Isaiah Johnson adjusting to the physicality of this league as a freshman. He's listed at 170. He has handled himself quite nicely.
Yeah, but I would say that that's generous, but it doesn't keep him from being a really good player. He will get stronger and physically more mature. He's obviously got a good basketball trainer in Dad.
That one almost stripped from Coleman. Hesitation from Curry.
Nice.
Off the glass and in.
Yep. He played for Frank Martin last year at UMass, and I watched him against Auburn in an exhibition game. He dropped 23 on Stephen Pearl's club. Really fast. That's a good matchup with these guards.
Was that one of those special closed exhibitions?
No, it was, now you can play the exhibition games.
Yep.
It's now legal.
Little jumper, and Sanders off the mark. Oh, nice feed. Coleman rolls it home.
Pretty feed, no question. You love to reward the big guy that runs that hard. Good job by Christian Coleman.
Timeout on the court, and Oklahoma State, with 3:33 to go, is taking a 1-point lead.
We are having fun. Take a look right here. Watch the window. Yep. Using that glass, and then Coleman running. Reward the big fella. They sure did.
Kev and Coach, and coming up at the half, we'll recap the first 3 games of the day, including wins for Arizona State, Cincinnati, and BYU, plus a freshman performance to remember from AJ. Coach, what are you looking forward to for the final 3:33 here?
Well, which team can take control of the game? Neither team has done that, and they got to put together stops and then get out and run and get some easy baskets.
Boog, it's not the 83-point night Bam Adebayo had, but it's been a pretty good story.
Yeah, we got to talk to somebody on the Wizards staff about shutting people down defensively.
Don't look at me.
Here's our game summary. Bang got Dak with a game-high 11 in this one. Oklahoma State leads it by a point. The winner of this one gets TCU tomorrow.
You're going to love watching TCU, folks. They play hard.
And Isaiah Johnson absorbs the bump.
And you know this, John. TCU beat Florida early in the year. They beat Wisconsin. And they had Michigan on the ropes at home.
Oh, and they had Kansas on the ropes.
Dead to rights.
Dead.
Yes. Up 15 with 5 to go.
Bang got Dak, feeds inside.
Nice.
Great position inside for Elijah Malone.
Now, Elijah's a 6th-year guy. He was the best NAIA player in the country a couple of years ago at Grace College in northern Indiana. And he's been serviceable for this Colorado team.
Yeah, he is their leader. Dak looking for some help, finds Johnson, and that three wouldn't go. Christian Coleman gives off. It's a 1-point game. Miller got it. It's a 2. Chris Pacey right there on the call. Hargress hesitates, kicks out. Malone will try. And that one a little strong. Oklahoma State with the ball and the lead. Miller off the mark. And that one is collected by Sanders. Hargress trying to step through, and Miller ripped it away. Now up ahead, and they get the foul on Elijah Malone.
Well, he did step through, but he didn't take the ball with him.
Right.
Because little 2-man game right here, kick out. Good post up by Elijah Malone. He's a wide body inside from LaGrange, Indiana. And then V. Miller, it's only a 2. I'm sure his cousin Mercy, if he's not in a film session right now with the Houston Cougars, is checking them out. They grew up together. Dads are famous musicians.
Yeah, he is the nephew. We've spoken so much about Mercy Miller with Houston and his dad, Master P. This is,
you know what I like about Mercy Miller? He's playing so well, we don't even mention who his dad is anymore.
Yeah,
you know,
making an impact.
Yes,
definitely.
he is. Yep.
These two teams, by the way, met Colorado and Oklahoma State February 21st, and the Buffaloes won at 83-69 in Boulder.
And Bangot Dak had 17-7 in that game, so he's kind of picking up where he left off.
Dak will try. And a rebound pulled down by Jalen Curry. Under a minute and a half to go here in the first half. Roy at the basket.
I like that. I want to tell you a story about Anthony Roy, John. He started his career at the University of San Francisco, where he played for Todd Golden.
Yep.
And I said, you don't shoot a lot of mid-range shots. He goes, nope, I learned from Coach Golden. Layups and threes. You know, and that's how Florida plays. Of course, they pounded inside. And, of course, from there, it was junior college. It was New Mexico State. Then he went to Langston University in Oklahoma. And there it is. Last year, he was one of the best scorers in the country before breaking his foot playing for Doug Gottlieb. And he knew enough about Oklahoma because of Doug, the state of Oklahoma, that is, and Langston University, that he cast his lot with Steve Lutz.
He was actually the nation's leading scorer through 11 games last year, averaging 26 a game.
He had big games against Ohio State and Oklahoma State.
Johnson way off the mark, and Isaiah has been cold to begin. He is just 2 for 8.
Good ball movement.
And Min. Got it. Nice opposite look.
Oh, man, that ball went side to side. You couldn't draw it up any better. Great teamwork, great unselfishness. And you got to find Inman because that young man from Houston, a freshman, can really shoot the rock.
Inside, wouldn't go for Clary. Offensive rebound. And what do they have? Possession arrow, and it belongs to Oklahoma State.
Well, Tad Boyle's got to love this. Watch this ball movement right here. Really unselfish. It hits every part of the floor. And a great skip. And we mentioned Inman and his ability to knock it down.
You see when the three goes in, they light up the three-point line.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of this court.
Yeah, it's cool.
I love it. Nice step through.
Inside, there's Coleman with 2.
Really good job by Jalen Curry. He had the double team on him, and he stepped through both defenders with room to pass.
Christian Coleman with 8, 4-point game as the Buffs hold for the last shot. Barrington Hargress. And they get it to Johnson. McKaylee sets the screen. Got to go here. Johnson bumped, and they get the foul on Clary.
Let's go back and watch that last bucket. You'll see the double team. Now watch him step through. And not a great double team. You got to come together, and Coleman does a really good job inside. And that foul, John, was only the 6th, so no free throws.
So 3.5 seconds left. Hargress. And 1!
He got it.
Barrington Hargress.
Good set play right there. We call that a low clock play. 3.5 on the clock. Plenty of time. And then watch the pump fake. And Anthony Roy, unfortunately, if you're Steve Lutz, violates the principle of verticality right here.
So here's Hargress now, 81% free throw shooter. And he completes the 3-point play to make it a 1-point game.
Tell you what, John, this has been a fun first half.
No doubt.
We had a lot of scoring tonight.
At the break, Oklahoma State leading it 41-40. An entertaining first half as the Cowboys got balanced scoring and contributions from all over. The Buffs, meanwhile, got a nice first half from Bangot Dak and Barrington Hargress. Those two combining for 23 of Colorado's 40. Let's send it over Angel Gray with the coach, Steve Lutz.
Thanks, Boog. Well, Coach, a couple of scoring droughts throughout that first half, yet and still you have the lead. Describe why.
Yeah, I thought as the half went on, we did a better job in our ball screen D. And then we eliminated all the unprovoked three-point shots that are leading to fast break layups for them. We got to the free throw line better, and we got the ball to the rim better. So that obviously helped us stay out of transition D.
And then as far as defense, Isaiah Johnson, he's shooting 2 for 8 from the field right now. Describe how you guys are throwing different things at him to disrupt him.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to keep him off balance. He's a very good player. You know, we can't obviously allow him to be comfortable, and we can't allow him to get to his left hand. We blew a couple pick and roll coverages there about 12 minutes in, 8 minutes in. But other than that, we've been pretty solid in that regard. We've just got to be better overall defensively and keeping them out of the paint. And then obviously the silly fouls. The silly fouls have got to be eliminated.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Yeah, thanks.
Oklahoma State leading it 41-40 at the half. The winner of this one will take on TCU. Time for our halftime report. Kevin Connors and Norm Roberts standing by.
Steve Lutz saying that kind of the theme of the night here in the evening session on day one of this incredible tournament and historic season for the Big 12. And Kansas City has opened its arms to welcome us. We've already seen one of the truly outstanding performances by a freshman. We'll get to that in just a moment. Coach Norm Roberts, Kevin Connors here. Fun start to our final game in the evening session. but nothing compared to what we saw in the first game of the evening session. BYU, A.J. Bonsa. But I tell you what, Norm, P.J. Haggerty was dynamite too.
Oh, he can really score the ball. He makes a steal here, gets out and gets a fast break layup. But he was very good in the first half and got K-State out to a great start.
BYU came back to grab the lead at the half. What was most impressive about A.J. tonight?
It's the way that he scored the ball, but also the way he facilitated. He's always a great player in transition, but he really facilitated the ball well.
15 of 21 from the field, Norm. 13 of 15 on two-point shots.
Well, there's nobody better in transition, and if you don't build a wall to stop him, he is going to get to the basket every time.
40 points, a freshman record in the Big 12 tournament. He's West Virginia's problem now after the win over K-State.
The most points scored by a freshman passing Kevin Durant. Tell me what zone you're in. How does that feel to hear that?
Out of all people, that's special. But, I just thank my teammates. I was hitting some shots, hitting some threes. I just want to stay aggressive. And we're trying to go far in this tournament.
You made some history. Your team made some history. This is the most points scored by a team in the Big 12 tournament. How does that feel knowing that everything is firing on all cylinders?
It feels good. We're trusting each other. We like the term punish the shift. If they're over helping, we want to punish that shift. We want to hit shots. Mook came up big. Dom was active tonight, and it was just a good win.
Norm, there have been a lot of great players to play in the Big 12 Conference. You coached a great many of them at Kansas. There are a great many here this week. Where does that performance rank in tournament play from what you've seen?
It's got to be number one. Obviously, him scoring 40 points, but I saw Kevin Durant put on an unbelievable show. I saw Andrew Wiggins put on an unbelievable show, and Buddy Hield, but that's got to be ranked up there number one, I believe.
Why could not Kansas State, why couldn't they stop him tonight?
I think because he was able to get downhill, he was able to get into transition. They do a great job of spacing the floor, isolating him, putting people in bad matchups with him, and he's a guy that just can create his own shot. His footwork is unbelievable.
A Big 12 freshman scoring record in a single game for A.J. Bonsa tonight. And he's up there with a couple of legends from the Big 12. Andrew Wiggins went for 30 in 2014. 7 years earlier, future Hall of Famer Kevin Durant erupting for 37 for Texas. Speaking of scoring records, if you missed it tonight, Norm, Bam Adebayo went for 83 points for the Heat.
Wow. There's not much defense being played in that game, but I think he shot almost 40 free throws.
43 field goal attempts, 43 free throw attempts. Not even Wilt Chamberlain did that in all of his great games. Norm, the best 5-game span for Adebayo at Kentucky, he scored 82. He went for 83 tonight.
That shows you how good defensively the SEC is compared to the NBA at that time.
And his second most games, points in the history of an NBA game for Bam Adebayo tonight. Christian Coleman, a little bit of work to do if he's going to catch him. He's got 8, leading things for the Pokes, and a 1-point Oklahoma State lead. This Big 12 tournament kicked off with a good one, and Norm, so much speculation about the future of Bobby Hurley. Arizona State really played well today.
They played hard for their coach. They were great defensively, getting in passing lanes, stealing the ball, and then Johnson was the best player on the floor.
Pig Johnson went for 19, and yet despite how well Arizona State played, Baylor cut the lead to 3.
They do a great job on the offensive glass, and they stayed in the game because of their pressure.
Credit Mo Odom, scoreless in that first half. He had 9 in the second half.
He was terrific. He controlled the game in the second half and made big plays when they needed it.
Sun Devils get Iowa State to start the day tomorrow here in Kansas City. Utah-Cincinnati, a rematch of the 1961 Final Four, played here in Kansas City. Bearcats closed the first half, Norm, on a 12-0 run.
They did a great job of getting the ball inside. They scored off of their defense, and their big guys did a great job of playing big to big the whole time.
This team has won 7 of its last 9. Why has that happened?
Because they're great defensively. They're playing to their strength. They're playing with their inside guys, and they're making timely three-point shots.
Those big fellas down low, Mustafa Cham, Baba Miller, have been difference makers. And then Jalen Celestine shot it very well.
He's shooting over 50% from the three in the last month. He's played terrific.
Cincinnati is moving on. They will play in second round action in a couple of hours from now against UCF. TCU awaiting the winner of this game here tomorrow night.
And TCU's playing as good as anybody. They're probably the hottest team going into this tournament.
Everybody here this week in Kansas City playing for one of the most coveted postseason trophies in all of basketball. Norm, the Harvard of Hempstead, New York is headed to the NCAA tournament. Hofstra wins the CAA.
Speedy Claxton, he's done a great job there. He was a terrific point guard for Jay Wright. I'm happy to see him going.
First bid for Hofstra since Jay Wright was the head coach back in 2001. And Clint Sargent takes Wright State to a Horizon League championship. Barrington Hargress with a strong first half for Colorado. This has been a fun 20 minutes. And a fun 20 minutes on the way here from Kansas City and our nightcap at the Big 12 tournament.
Welcome back to the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament. And here at the break, the 14 seed Oklahoma State leading the 11 seed Colorado by a point. And welcome courtside, John Shambi and Fran Fraschilla as Oklahoma State trying to knock off the Buffs, pay them back for a loss out in Boulder. And in that first half, Oklahoma State was able to use balanced scoring. I mean, everybody got involved.
Yeah, 9 guys have 3 points or more, which has got to make Steve Lutz very happy. The ball moved pretty well. Christian Coleman getting it started. And love those freshmen inside. Ben Ahmed. Query and Curry were outstanding. It really was a good first half offensively. Everybody got involved. But we still have a ball game because it's only a 1-point game. But you know what we have, John? We had a lot of scoring tonight. Yeah, both games. Yep. BYU set a record.
8 different players scored for Oklahoma State in that first half. As you see, Barrington Hargress with a game-high 12. Angel Gray, what did Tad Boyle have to say?
Well, he said that coming into the game plan was to dominate the paint, and right now they are not doing so. They've drawn up plays out of timeouts where they've gone to it, but then the team has gone away from it. Right now, they are at disadvantage, 20-12 in the paint. Another area on the glass. He said we have to do better as they're getting out-rebounded in the first half as well.
Malone, nice move, then lost the handle, out of bounds, turnover.
Yeah, and one thing that Steve Lutz said at the end of the first half, John, is they're doing a much better job of guarding the pick and roll with their big guys. You want to keep Isaiah Johnson and Barrington Hargress out of the paint, and let's see if Tad Boyle can open up some opportunities for them.
Loose ball, and they get a foul on Colorado. And it looks like Josiah Sanders
might be Holland.
Yeah, that was Holland.
Yeah,
and that's his third, so
exactly.
he'll sit quickly.
I was wondering why Josiah got up so quickly, and that's the reason.
Kanye Clary kicks out. That's Christian Coleman right there.
That's one of those. Yeah.
Dak pulls it down.
I just don't like that situation. You had a 3. You're not a 3-point shooter, but don't shoot a long 2.
Inside, and Isaiah Johnson point blank can't hit. Coleman spinning, wouldn't go. And Ahmed inside, able to draw the foul.
There's a reason why Isaiah might have missed his shot right here. Gets raked across the face inadvertently by Christian Coleman.
I realized, I mean, the ball's just bouncing around. It was not in his possession the entire time. Ahmed knocks that shot down.
This young big guy's been very impressive tonight for Steve Lutz. And again, John, you know, he's only been in the United States 3 years.
Yep.
Youngest
Came
of
over
7.
as a 16-year-old to play for Putnam Science Academy.
He originally signed at Miami with Jim Larinaga, and then when Jim retired, it opened up the door. But really good, solid prospect.
Jack gives off. Alone McKaylee. Hargress with the shot clock under 10.
See those big guys, they're corralling those guards well.
McKaylee can't hit. Roy pulls down the rebound. Roy full head of steam.
Oh, he got it!
And one!
Oh, beautiful!
Well, he's their leading scorer on the season. He's got 9 here tonight and a chance for 10.
Well, you know, we talked about it. Steve Lutz and he were not happy with his play early, but terrific job of getting to the rim and handling the contact and finishing through it.
And again, was last year at Green Bay, but he had played at Langston University, which is about 20 miles southwest of Stillwater. So we've been well aware of the Cowboys.
Of course, his coach last year at Green Bay is a former Cowboy great, Doug
real
Gottlieb.
good one, no doubt. Sanders, McKaylee.
Way off.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Cowboys leading it by 5. Roy from downtown. Got it! And Anthony Roy starting to heat up. And Oklahoma State leads it by 8. Roy's got 13.
And remember, last year when he played against Oklahoma State at Green Bay, he dropped almost 30.
Feed inside and a really good look as Sanders books that one.
Another one of those freshmen, Josiah, a local kid from Denver.
Inside of the foul, and Ahmed will go to the line.
And John, when we talked to him early in the season, we said how much of an influence was getting your game back together, being at NAIA Langston, and he said big time. And I actually think they're Division II, but he had a great season there, and he felt comfortable in the state of Oklahoma. And you and I have been in Oklahoma quite a bit through the years, and we feel comfortable there, so why not?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Number 15, Felix Caceres, replacing Alone McKaylee.
Felix Caceres is checked in for.
Yeah, we were talking
Colorado.
We were talking about Big Ben Ahmed. He has not been home to Nigeria in 3 years. Not seen his family.
Dak at the basket and lays it in.
Pretty, yep, good readjustment in the air.
Five-point game, just getting going here, second half. And Johnson ends up with the rebound. Isaiah Johnson gives off. Hargress off the mark.
Well, that's got to be a foul. No call. They just played on because they had possession.
Coleman Euro step, finger roll. He gets the offensive rebound and then it's knocked away. Ahmed, that wouldn't fall, and eventually a foul on the Buffaloes.
Well, we talked about Bangat Dak all night. He's not the strongest guy, but he's certainly athletic enough. And watch him just change the trajectory of that shot on the backboard in midair.
Mom and dad from Sudan. He grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah, he went to Southeast High School, John, which is a big football power through the years. A lot of Cornhuskers played there. I think our guy from the Royals, Alex Gordon, played at Southeast as well, who you covered many times.
Yeah. Our officiating crew, Kip Kissinger, Chris Pacey, Antonio Petty. Cowboys with the ball, up by 5. Roy, high arcing shot. And now Hargress up ahead, speeding towards the basket, and he's fouled. Barrington Hargress will shoot 2 when we return. Oklahoma State leading this one by 5.
Being on a path trying to go to the Olympics, your life revolves around your training and making yourself better. The KRT Athletic Muscle Cream definitely makes me more confident and makes me want to go further. I started using their cream and my hamstring issues started going away. And so I use it before training, I use it after training. I am religious about this stuff. I want to be an Olympian, but I don't just want to go to the Olympics, I want to win a medal.
Hell of a good.
Seriously? No hell of a good dip? Whoa, creamy. A double dip. Where's Jill?
Hell of a good.
It's not a party without hell of a good.
Hell of a good.
Hello?
Old Trapper Beefs. Pack smash.
My peanut butter and jelly.
Ew. Oh no. Yeah, I guess my ham and cheese didn't make it.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Now that's a great view.
Yep.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Tickets for the 2026 Big 12 Gymnastics Championship presented by Allstate are now on sale. The action starts on Saturday, March 21st, featuring 2 thrilling sessions for the right to claim the Big 12 champion title. The afternoon session starts at 1 Central, noon Mountain, teams ranked 5th through 7th. Then at 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, the top 4 Big 12 teams take the floor under the lights. Don't miss your chance to witness championship moments. Get your tickets now at MaverickCenter.com and be a part of Big 12 Gymnastics in West Valley City.
Back here at T-Mobile Center, and it's Oklahoma State leading it by 5. And we take a look at the Phillips 66 Big 12 tournament bracket. They're coming up tomorrow, UCF, Cincinnati, Iowa State, Arizona State, West Virginia, and BYU. And the winner of this one will play TCU, Arizona, Texas Tech, Kansas, and Houston still waiting for quarterfinal action on Thursday.
Kevin Young told us last weekend that they laid an egg at West Virginia on that Cincinnati, West Virginia trip. There's some tough trips in the league right now, John, not just the talent, but those West Coast trips to Arizona and Utah have been a problem for teams going that way. And you go to Cincinnati and West Virginia, it's a problem. What I don't like as a coach is I don't like the extra day. Saturday to Tuesday means, yeah, you feel like you're in a hotel for a week.
Yeah.
And Tommy Lloyd told us that when they went to Waco. It's been not necessarily a problem, but the teams have not adjusted.
Well, there's no question. Look, when we talked with Steve Lutz, he talked about the Arizona trip being really difficult for them, and it had that Saturday, Tuesday component. And
well, there's one other component to that. Playing Arizona.
Yeah, believe it. 3-point game, Oklahoma State leading Colorado. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, and Angel Gray here from T-Mobile Center. Big 12 tourney. Roy gets inside, tries to step through, and lays it up and in.
On a contact right there, but a good job by Anthony Roy. Casares, a good defender, tried to hold his ground, and Roy just, can I say slithered again?
Yeah, you can.
He slithered in there.
He could borrow.
Yep.
Casares, by the way, is interesting. A DNP the last 2 games. He started the first 17. inside. And Josiah Sanders. And Sanders will go to the line and shoot 2.
Of all those freshmen that we talked about, this kid really impresses me, John. The under-19 team that trains in Colorado Springs, where I live, I watched him practice this year. He was kind of like an extra player because he's local, and he played great. Didn't make the team, but really impressed a lot of college coaches. And he's had a good year, a local kid from Colorado Prep, but right in the Denver area. Doesn't have a jump shot yet, but he's got great toughness.
Missed them both.
Did you see this week that in the power conferences there were only 22 guys that played 4 years?
Yeah.
Well, it's amazing.
Yeah. At that school.
Yeah, at that school.
Yep.
Correct, yeah. Nice. Soft touch.
Yep, off-balance shot for Jalen Curry that goes. And the lead is up to 7 for the Cowboys.
In the SEC, there was only one senior who celebrated senior day, who started at the school he started at. That's ridiculous.
Johnson way off the mark. Off balance, Coleman put back, wouldn't go. Coleman again. And now Hargress leads the attack. They're 3-on-2. Hargress.
Nice. Oh, catch that ball. Good pass by Casares.
Things have gotten a little sloppy. Roy inside. Possession arrow belongs to Oklahoma State.
You see why Anthony Roy doesn't shoot the mid-range, because he's really good at going to the rim, and he's obviously got that great touch from behind the arc.
Now there's a physicality to the way he goes to the basket too. Yeah, Fran, I don't know if we're going back to a time where you're going to see kids stay at one school for 4 years, not under the current rules.
No. The genie's out of the bottle, and you just have, we all have to just accept it's a new normal in college sports.
No question.
Pass.
Inside Ragland.
Nicely done. Little
Finds
short
his
roll.
man.
Yep. Well, we had an honest talk with Steve Lutz. I'm not sure a lot of these guys will be back in Stillwater, but there's enough here with the two big guys. They stand out, certainly.
Casares to Sanders. Now Dak. Inside left hand is good. Bangot Dak with 15.
Second really good game he's had against this team. 17 in the opener in their win, and 15 already.
Off balance, Coleman. That one out of bounds.
Well, this is really good basketball. Now, Mekhi Ragland goes over 300 pounds, but he's like a dancing bear. Very agile on his feet. There's the short roll, and then watch the good cut. You know what I like about Coleman? Not only does he play hard, he attacks the glass. That's what he did at Seton Hall. But if you're not a good shooter, you got to be a great cutter. And he knew right away that the ball was not going to go to him in the corner. Instead, he just dove down that baseline and was rewarded for it.
Buffalo's got to find some answers offensively. Been a tough night for Isaiah Johnson, their prize freshman, just 5 points and only 2 out of 10 from the floor. Elijah Malone going to work inside. Right-handed jump hook goes.
Yeah, nicely done. That's a good matchup in there. Two wide bodies for sure.
Curry gets it. Clary. And the rebound pulled down by Inman. Up ahead, Johnson at the basket, and it's rejected. And now a foul. I think they got Casares.
Boy, I'll tell you, John, it looked like Isaiah Johnson was going to slither through again. But Anthony Roy timed that perfectly.
Yeah, well done.
Yep.
More on Anthony Royer's Angel.
Guys, catching up with Anthony Roy yesterday, he said, yes, this is my 6th team in 6 seasons, but he said, I am playing better than I was a year ago, and it's how he's been able to be challenged by Coach Lutz. He said, I know that he has my best back. They're both very fiery players, but you can see the difference in how he's playing, and even in the second half, how much he's challenged. And he said, I just know that he's holding me to a higher standard, and we're seeing it here in the second half.
And John, don't they do these diagnostic tests at Oklahoma State to
yeah, they basically do personnel profiles.
Yeah.
And a guy by the name of Chad Brown who runs it, and they just try and decode what type of player you're going to be, what type of teammate you're going to be, who's going to fit with who. And it's something that he learned from his time at Purdue, because it is something that Matt Painter uses a lot.
Yeah, it's, you know what, nowadays you just have to, you haven't coached in the past, you're always trying to reach your players, but you have to unlock certain things.
Yes.
I had a guy once, he's now working in the NBA. I yelled at him for 2 years, and he was a great athlete and good player. And the first practice of his junior year, I yelled at him again, and I called him over after practice. I said, what do I got to do to get you to play better? He said, stop yelling at me. Guess what? I stopped yelling at him.
There you go.
And he was an all-conference player for 2 years.
I think that's a great example. That is effectively what the type of stuff they're trying to learn.
I wish I'd had
from these tests and profiles.
I wasted 2 years with the guy because I was an idiot.
How many years have you been yelling at me?
Well, we need to do a personality test.
Yeah, we should fit that together.
And you know what? The young man, his name is Justin Phoenix, and he works in the NBA's replay center, Secaucus, New Jersey, a great guy. And we are best of buddies now, all these years later.
7-point advantage for Oklahoma State. Elijah Malone backing down. That's short. And a rebound pulled down by Christian Coleman.
Two little guards have played really well tonight, Curry and Clary.
Clary hangs, can't hit. Christian Coleman swoops in, grabs the board and puts it home.
Big time. I was very critical of those two guards at Texas Tech earlier in the year because they were 5 for 23, but they certainly have matured, and they're both a handful to guard.
Johnson, been a tough night for him. And the big guy, Ahmed, pops out. Oklahoma State with a 9-point advantage. 11:20 to go here in Kansas City. Back here at the Phillips 66 Big 12 men's basketball tournament. A really cool LED court. T-Mobile Center, as we get ready to bring you more basketball coming up tomorrow. 4 more games. But our battle right here, it's Oklahoma State leading Colorado 59-50. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla. And here in the Big 12, we still have the heavyweights awaiting in the quarters, the likes of Arizona and Houston and Kansas and Texas Tech. Tonight, Roy with 15 for the Cowboys, Dak with 15 for the Buffaloes. And Oklahoma State has done a pretty good job defending Colorado, especially here in the second half.
Especially on those two good guards.
Yeah. Elijah Malone inside, right hand, off the mark. Loose ball, and it's tracked down by Holland. Hargress back to Holland. That wouldn't go. And a foul on Oklahoma State.
Elijah Malone did a really good job of sealing his man. That allowed Holland to get to the rim. Young man from Los Lunas, New Mexico. Played his high school basketball in Phoenix last year. I mean, we would really be singing the praises of this Colorado team over the next 3 years, and hopefully Tad Boyle can keep this group together because he really likes them. They've improved. They went on a trip to Australia last summer. He thought he had something special, and they've made improvement. were not very good last year, and they're going to be in the postseason somewhere, John.
17-14 into tonight. Oklahoma State at 18-13. Clary finds some help. Clary inside, flips it up, and the rebound to Colorado. Hargress the other way. Feed inside, Malone cutting to the hoop.
Good cut, good job. They have not attacked the pick and roll coverage very well most of the night, and that was a good example right there of carving up the defense.
Inside, off balance, bucket for Curry. Jalen Curry at 13. And mentioned that loss on Saturday against Houston. They were up at the break, and he had a good game.
Yeah, he can get into the paint, which is what he's done tonight. Both of those guards, Clary and Curry.
Inside jumper for Inman.
Ian was hurt much of the early part of the season. Now he's getting an opportunity, and down the stretch, he's really performed well for Coach Boyle. Look at that speed.
Oh, great move by Curry as he exploded past the Colorado defender. It's back up to 8. Hargress. And Colorado's just not been able to find any type of rhythm at the offensive end of the court. And Hargress and Johnson have really been shut down.
John, I saw this speed against Auburn back in October. I was out there for SEC Media Day, and this young guy really impressed me with his end-to-end speed. I mentioned he had 23 that night, and actually Anthony Roy had 28, and they beat Auburn. And last year he played for Frank Martin, so you know he's got some toughness up there in Amherst.
Yeah, you better be.
Better be tough to play for Frank.
No question.
I like that Coach Lutz said he thought he could be harder on his team than he actually was.
Johnson gets into the paint and one.
Oh, he needed that.
He was scoreless here in the second half until that bucket.
Well, he's usually the smallest guy on the floor, but he's got an array of tricks. And we mentioned earlier, his dad's here tonight, Chris Johnson, who's an NBA trainer. And with all the guys that he mentioned, the guy that he most probably would want to emulate is Chris Paul. Similar size, good in the mid-range, can shoot the three.
His godfather is Dwayne Wade. Misses the free throw. And now Dak kick out Hargress. And he's been ice cold from deep here tonight.
Isn't that amazing? What did he come in shooting tonight?
50%.
Yeah.
Clary, kick out. Nice movement. Roy, a three. Got it.
You know what I loved about that is Anthony Roy can make contested shots. That guy was right on him, that defender, and he does that. And you have to be able to do that to be a great scorer. I think Anthony Roy is going to be the leading scorer, or one of the leading scorers in the G League someday. And that's not a criticism. He's going to end up playing in the G League, and if he does what he can do, you might see him play later on in his career in the NBA.
Now the Buffs needed that. Jalen Holland answers.
He's hesitated to shoot the three all night because he only shoots 27%, but that time he was so open.
Baseline, Roy at the basket. Whoa.
See that? I know.
Strength and speed all wrapped up into one. He's got 20.
I'm telling you, John, he's got that talent to be a professional player someday. It's not going to happen right away. I doubt he'll get drafted.
Johnson into the lane, and he goes down hard, and Isaiah Johnson will shoot two.
Listen, there's a lot of guys from the league here watching all these great talent. Keep your eye on this guy, man, because he's got deep range, and he is not going to shoot the mid-range. Instead, he's going to take you to the hole with some authority.
Well, Anthony Roy has been excellent here tonight, especially the second half, Fran.
He's a scorer, John. He always has been. Young man from Oakland, California. They grow him tough up there. He's had a well-traveled journey through college hoops all over the western part of the country. Got a chance to talk to him early in the year. He's a delightful young guy. Plays with an edge. I never minded coaching guys like that.
13 in the second half. And he's got 20 to lead all scores. Oklahoma State by 8. Winner takes on TCU. And that'll be one of 4 matchups tomorrow, including BYU and West Virginia, Iowa State and Arizona State. Johnson gets them both.
Tough night for the youngster, 1 for 7 from 3. Coming off a 28-point game against Arizona on Saturday night.
Miller at the basket, and Dak blocked it. Loose ball. Great work by Coleman, diving on the ground to get it. And now Miller. Wow, they got 3 free throws for Miller, and that foul on Ian Inman.
You know what I love about that, John? You're so right. He dove on the ground. There were 3 white shirts around. And when you're playing in the postseason and your season is 1 game away from elimination, you've got to hit the floor. Watch this right here. This ball's going to come off. I want you to watch right here. He gets to the ground first. That's actually could be a foul, but just great hustle by Chris Coleman. First guy onto the floor. It's actually a phrase you've heard coaches use. Let's be first to the floor tonight.
Coleman with that good hustle. Miller with his second right here. Got it. And the lead for Oklahoma State is 9. Let's check in with Angel.
Fran, you were just talking about the hustle plays. Well, the very first timeout by Coach Lutz, that's what he was emphasizing to his team. We are not even having the energy and the hustle to dive after the floor. How bad do you want it? And they look like a different team in the second half.
Yes, they do.
Miller gets through, and he will get to the line. Well, Fran, you touched on it earlier. Getting to the line is one of the big things when Oklahoma State is successful offensively, and
that's the reaction of Coach Boyle when his guys did not go first to the floor. Great job in the truck there by Mr. Joe McCoy and that crack staff in there.
yeah, he's pulling his hair out there.
Joe? Oh.
Tad and Joe.
He's pulled his hair out working with us all year. You know, Victorious was really a good freshman at LSU last year, but he got hurt. I remember he had a big game against Rick Barnes in Tennessee. You can tell he knows how to put the ball in the hole.
Biggest lead of the game, Oklahoma State by 11. Hargris jump stop in the paint.
That's more good defense.
Great look.
Nice.
And the flush from Holland. Curry swings it. Clary wide open. Got it.
Well, we talked about the really good ball movement by Oklahoma State, mostly in the second half, but there's a good example of why they have a 12-point lead.
5:56 to go, and Oklahoma State on top in this one. They've gone 20 of 25 from the free throw line.
There's that ball movement, John. You know, Kanye Clary, a young man from Virginia, he averaged about 16 points a game roughly at Penn State a couple of years ago. Then he went to Mississippi State. He was hurt most of last year. And Steve Lutz took a chance and it's worked out.
I'm always wondering, like, do you keep your stuff from all the schools? Like, does he have Penn State shorts and a jersey? And did he keep anything from Mississippi State?
What do you think about Anthony Roy? He's probably got a closet.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Although, you go to junior college, you get a T-shirt and a pair of shorts.
Coleman lays it up and in. Christian Coleman with a dozen. And he's got a double-double with 12 and 13.
Nice. Nice. He's got a stroke, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, there have been times when Tad Boyles felt he might be their best shooter.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Got a bright future.
Ian Inman inside. And they go possession arrow, and it belongs to Colorado.
Steve Lutz would beg to differ with Antonio Petty. Let's take a look right here. I think that's ball. Hand is part of the ball, just in case you're wondering at home. Hand is part of the ball. I just slapped my hand when I said that.
Yeah, you did.
Yep.
Dak kick out.
Boy, their defense has been much better, John.
No question.
They are getting after it and helping each other.
Hargress off one leg, rattles that one home.
You don't mind that if you're Steve Lutz, because that is a tough shot.
16 for Hargress. Curry, full head of steam, high off the glass and rolls out. And then Coleman right there, offensive rebound, and he's fouled.
John, I think he's got to be close to 14 rebounds. This is a young guy. Last year, Christian Coleman played for Andy Kennedy with Yaxel Lendeborg, who is going to be an All-American for Dusty May at the University of Michigan. That's a pretty formidable front line.
All right, so if he's on your first team All-America, who else?
Oh, well, good question. You got me thinking now. So I'm going to go DeBonsa, Boozer, Lendeborg.
Flemings?
Man, you know what? I think I love Flemings. I think I'd go with Darius Aycock.
Okay.
I need a fifth, right?
Yep.
You put me on the spot.
I know I did.
I know. I'll let you know tomorrow.
You got it. Stay tuned for that.
Listen, and you know what? Those freshman guards have been outstanding. Keaton Wagler from Illinois, Christian Anderson the other night. I know I'm missing somebody. I know somebody logical is out there. You know, one of those guys at Florida. I mean, Thomas Houck has had a great year.
Yep.
Tremendous year. It's good D. That is
that
great
one
D.
ripped away.
Yep. That is great D. They have really kept Isaiah Johnson in check tonight. Kanye Clarius, a little bulldog right now.
Clary, who's gone most of the way in the second half. Under 4, Oklahoma State with the ball up by 9. Shot clock is at 5.
That's great.
Wow.
That is great basketball. Kanye Clary controlled that whole possession, knowing that he had his buddy Curry in the deep corner. He was looking for Roy. He was trying to figure it all out.
Today, the highest scoring day in tournament history. What about JT Toppin?
JT Toppin. He's the captain. Sorry, JT.
Well, if you're looking for offense, this is the place to be. T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, a Big 12 single-day tournament record of 651 points. The most in a day in tourney history. And highlighted by A.J. DeBonsa. Our third game of the day, he had 40.
And his team set a record for this tournament as well.
That's
dropping
right.
105. And we got the word from Tyson Jex, their great crack sports communications guy, that sounds like Rob Wright III is okay.
Good.
And we will see him tomorrow. I hope that is the case. Went out with some blood in the mouth area.
Loose ball out of bounds. And Colorado basketball when we come back. If you missed it, Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat, 83 points. Tied with Oklahoma State on the night. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. Well, Oklahoma State showing out here tonight. The 14 seed trying to knock off 11 seed Colorado. They lead it 83-71.
John, they had 5 turnovers at the half. And how many turnovers do they have right now? None in the second half. 16 assists, very efficient. Good ball movement tonight. Those 2 guards, Query and Curry, have been really good.
Yeah, big time.
And Anthony Roy has been his usual bucket getter.
And I'm sure Steve Lutz's happy with the job they've done in the second half defensively.
Well, they've done a great job on these guards.
Inman can't hit. Roy rebounds.
Yeah, Isaiah Johnson, this might be the worst game of the season, quite honestly.
3 for 12, 9 points for Johnson. Hargress been quiet as well in the second half. Feed inside, Christian Coleman. Ooh. And that one knocked away, and it'll stay with Oklahoma State. Roy and Sanders bank heads.
Yes, Roy's cutting, and boom, right there. Yeah. Both of those guys are staying in the game. That's tells you something.
Kick ball. Curry with Inman on him. Shot clock under 10. Curry, pull-up jumper, and it rolls off.
Got to play fast now if you're Colorado. Make up 12 points quickly.
Hargress inside. Yeah, and they will definitely take getting some points with the clock stopped.
And we always said when you're in this situation down 12, depending on, it doesn't matter what your tempo has been for 37, 38 minutes, you got to have a comeback offense. You got to have a plan. You got to know how to play fast and when to shoot the 3, how to set up your press defense. Look at this.
Wow, Hargress misses the front end, and that's a rarity for a guy who shoots 81%.
Is it 1-and-1? Was it a 1-and-1?
Yeah, it was.
And if that's the case, then what do we have? It's going to be a jump ball, maybe?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, so what's happened here? This is an inadvertent. Yeah, it's a jump ball because the ball was live on the miss.
So they go to possession arrow.
They go to the possession arrow.
And it belongs to Oklahoma State.
But you can't do that. You don't, if you're a referee, don't do that in the NCAA tournament if you want to advance.
Oh, look at that. Coleman tried to dunk it, instead got enough of it.
Well, he's had a great night, John. He really has. Double-double easily.
Dak hits that from deep. And it's 85-74.
And Christian Coleman, I know early in the year, I honestly, in talking to Steve Lutz, he was concerned that Christian was dialed into what he wanted. But lately, he has certainly been dialed in, and numbers speak for themselves.
What about him touching the rim there?
Let's see. Well, you know what? You're allowed to touch the rim as long as the ball is not above the cylinder. So sometimes the guys touch it, or you can actually even touch the net as long as the ball is not over the cylinder, and that time it wasn't. So
85-74, 2:04 to go.
Now what you can't do is you can't grab it and pull it down while the ball is on the cylinder.
Well, the Buffaloes setting up for some full court pressure right here. Roy finds Curry, back to Roy. And they break the pressure nicely.
Yeah, nice job right there by Curry. Don't need points right now. You want to just milk some clock, and it looks like Colorado's not going to allow time to run off, so they're going to foul quickly.
Tad Boyle, the all-time winningest coach in Colorado history.
And he was a great high school player up at Greeley High, up in the northern part of the state. He's had many chances to leave Colorado through the years, and he's going to retire there, John. He said he's going to coach next year. Obviously, he wants to keep this nucleus together, but he's well regarded in our profession. And he's really had a good, solid bounce-back season with one of the youngest teams in college basketball at the Power Conference level.
Holland trying to feed inside. Good hands, 1:44 to go. And the final game of the day. 4 more games come your way tomorrow. I believe Dan Shulman, Jay Billis, and Chris Button are going to handle those.
That is correct. I'm going to be here watching, keeping an eye on them. Oh, shoot that ball.
Victorious Miller almost came up with a steal, and now Hargress will shoot 2. 90 seconds to go in this one, and Oklahoma State leading it by 13.
Well, I think Colorado will keep playing, John. There's the Crown Tournament. There's RNIT on ESPN. I think Brett Yormark's got a situation with that Crown Tournament in Vegas. Talked to Scott Drew this afternoon after their loss. He wants to play in it. Last year, Tad Boyle took his team to Las Vegas. So 17 and 15, if they don't come back, this team will get a chance to play a little more postseason basketball. You know where the NIT semis and finals are this year, right?
Yeah, they're in Indy.
Yep, at the Final Four with the D2 and D3 Final Fours.
That is cool.
Oh, boy.
Dak collects it, kicks to Johnson, and they needed that.
Got it one, finally.
Isaiah Johnson finally able to knock one down from deep. Actually, his second three's 2 for 8 and 4 for 13 from the floor. Credit to Oklahoma State and the job they've done on him, but they needed that one, and now it's an 8-point game.
Take a look right here, double team. Trying to get rid of it, throw it up the court. Dak in the right place, right time. Well, got a lot of basketball left. Got to set your press up right now. Try to gamble and trap once or twice. Pick out somebody you want to foul. Dak is at 74%. Sanders would be a guy. Excuse me. Oklahoma State's got the ball, but they've got a lot of good shooters out there.
Oh, and Colorado gets it back. Johnson. And the rebound is pulled down by Kanye Curry. That was a golden opportunity for them to get it within 5.
Well, what happened was Roy did not want to throw the ball to Christian Coleman because he is not a good foul shooter. And so he went the other way, and in doing so, caused a turnover.
Right there, it's Clary knocking him down. Johnson inside, and there's a bucket.
Here comes that press again. Cowboys have been shaky last couple possessions. Okay, good job by Steve Lutz. In the last 2 minutes of the game, the coach can call timeout from the sideline. Can't do that in the first 38 minutes. He was standing over there, seeing the shot clock go down to 22. He called timeout. Now, folks, it's 22 on the clock. When the offensive team calls a timeout, they get a new 10-second count. That's why he called it. He's going to get 10 seconds to inbound it in the backcourt, and they'll have plenty of time to get it over.
All right, I get a stupid question. You ready for me?
Yes, sir.
It's Curry, Clary, Miller, Roy, and Christian Coleman on the floor. Of those 5 guys, only Coleman is under 70%.
That's
All
right.
the other guys are 80% free throw shooters.
Exactly.
So then my question would be, and this is silly, but why don't you have Coleman inbound to the 4 guys who are good free throw
It's a really
shooters?
good question, and what good coaches do is they have a guy. Look at Anthony Roy now. He obviously trusts Anthony Roy to make good decisions.
Right.
And it's like taking an offensive lineman and telling him we're going to put you a quarterback.
Fair. Good point.
Now you want to keep it out of Coleman's hands.
Right.
And they didn't.
Now they did.
See? Now what you could do there is put a 5th player in, but as I look at their bench, I think these are the 4 best free throw shooters and Coleman.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not like he's 30%.
No, he's 65%.
Right.
So
but,
it's
but
not.
You made a great point.
Well, I mean, your counter is fair. The idea of it's not. I guess I would more. Yeah, you're trying to put the ball in the hands of guys going to make good decisions.
You know,
and they trust Roy.
You remember the guy? You remember a guy named Scott Hastings?
Sure.
Played in the NBA, Arkansas. He's now a broadcaster for the Nuggets. UB Brown, when he coached Scott Hastings in Atlanta, he might not play the whole game, but in the final minute, when there was a full court press, Scott Hastings was the inbounder because he trusted his ability to make good decisions. And good coaches do that at the college level.
Jack.
There you go.
And that'll go. It's a 2. And it's back to a 7-point game. So timeout on the court. 38 seconds to play in this one. And we have had some offense here today.
Let's watch Bangot right here. Are they even going to review that? Is it on? Is it clearly on the line? I think it is. Yeah, the only thing that's interesting about the court, John, and I'm going to give you credit because you said it, it's almost like watching the highlights in black and white.
Yeah, a little bit.
With the gray court.
Yeah.
When it's the gray court. Because that was hard for me to tell right there.
No question.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should light up that line.
Yeah.
Get the guy with the iPad, light it up.
They ought to flash the three-point line the whole game.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm in on that.
How about the red, white, and blue ball? I like that.
Yeah.
Bring it back. Come on.
They made the entire, for our anthem, they made the entire court the American flag.
I love that. Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of cool things you can do. This court will be coming to an arena near you in the near future, I believe.
Go, go, go.
Phillips 66, longtime sponsor of the Big 12. The Big 8 in the old days, and their logo's been plastered all over the court.
That one inbounded. And a foul as Hargress fouls Roy.
You know, John, we're not there yet because there's still a lot of time left, but we are just 33 seconds away from a matchup of 2 of the great shooters in the history of Oklahoma State basketball. That gentleman right there, Keaton Page, who
he held the old-time Oklahoma State three-point record.
Right, 299.
Yeah.
And he looks like the kid that, he's the DoorDash guy. He looks like the DoorDash guy that, is making a little extra money on the side. But tomorrow night on the West Virginia bench is a young man that we covered for many years, Phil Forte.
Yeah, from Flower Mound, Texas.
That's right. And
high school teammates of Marcus Smart.
That's right. College teammate of Marcus Smart. Yeah. He stayed a little longer, of course, at Oklahoma State. But those two guys will match up on the opposing benches.
This is going to end up being a really good win for Steve Lutz and Oklahoma State. The Cowboys exact a measure of revenge from earlier in the season. They knock off Colorado 92-83, and they'll move on to play TCU. Anthony Roy is our Phillips 66 player of the game. Roy in the second half had himself a really nice game. 24 overall and his 9th 20-point game this season. Their leading scorer, and he led them here tonight. Anthony Roy, our Phillips 66 player of the game.
And that is win number 19 for Steve Lutz in Oklahoma State. Year 2 as he rebuilds this once proud program. And a game away from 20, which is always a magical number.
92-83 the final. And our second round is set. It begins with Iowa State and Arizona State, then UCF and Cincinnati. It'll be West Virginia and BYU, and we'll finish it up TCU and Oklahoma State. And again, a reminder, quarterfinals on Thursday, Arizona, Texas Tech, Houston, and Kansas still to come. The Pokes win it over the Buffaloes here at T-Mobile Center. Let's send it over to Angel Gray.
Well, you had 15 of your 22 in the second half. What clicked for you at halftime?
I feel like I got off to a slow start in the first half, but I knew today was going to be a good game. My teammates believed in me, and I was just confident in the shots I took.
I was peeking around at the huddle, and Coach Lutz was challenging you guys as far as the hustle plays and giving more effort. How would you describe how that was displayed, especially on the defensive end in the second half?
Yeah, I feel like the last time we played them, we lost because they played harder than us. And today, I feel like all the guys left it all out there.
You get TCU next. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
I look forward to that game. We already played them twice. I feel like it's going to be a good game. We just got to listen to what the coaches say, and we're going to come out on top.
I'm pretty sure Coach loves to hear that. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Anthony Roy with 24, and Oklahoma State advances as they beat Colorado 92-83. For Angel Gray, Fran Fraschilla, and our entire outstanding crew, I'm John Chomby saying good night from Kansas City.